Welcome to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Caesars Sportsbook, home of Caesars Rewards. We just finished up the NFL regular season and we're heading off to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, last week, week 18 was just a weird week. I've seen players that I didn't even know were on teams. My Eagles played their third string quarterback, who looked very good, by the way.
Well, against the Giants.
Look, I mean, but New England won.
Yep.
Which probably they didn't want to win. Well, I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the fans who are reacting going from the first round draft pick to now the fourth.
And it didn't help their coach one bit either.
No. Well, we've heard rumblings for weeks now up there. So.
And as soon as Mike Vrabel became available, you knew that was going to be kind of a move that Patriots were going to be making.
Not only did he become available, he interviewed with the Jets, which probably spurred things on a little bit in the front offices of the Patriots. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there.
Yep. But right now, we just finished Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Mm-hmm. We're heading over to the Wildcard weekend, the super duper extra special, whatever they want to call it. First time, when they first expanded this to 3 days, we got Saturday, Sunday, Monday games, 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, 1 on Monday night. They were calling it the Super Wildcard Weekend. I haven't seen them refer to it like that, but a lot of people still do. So
Super
Wildcard weekend.
I just call it Wildcard Weekend.
But it's 3 days of football still. Mm-hmm. Before we get to the actual divisionals and then the championships and the Super Bowl. And here we are. We're looking back at Week 18. First off, we are working with Caesars Sportsbook throughout we've worked with them all the way through the regular season. We're going to continue with them through the NFL playoffs and then through the Super Bowl. And also, if you head on over to Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino, use our promo code PIKE-DYW when signing up. When you use Pike DYW, the DYW stands for double your winnings, and the offer Caesars Sportsbook has on the table for everybody is if you make your first cash bet of at least $1, you will receive 10 100% profit boosts from Caesars Sportsbook to use on other sporting events. The DYW, obviously, double your winnings. That's a 100% profit boost. Terms and conditions apply. 21 and older, problem gambler, 800 gambler.
By the way, this high-tech studio that we're in, they put the code right behind me. So yes. I think it's, what do you call them, letterboards or whatever? It's not digital. Although there is something digital next to it, I think.
Yeah, I insert a
the chalice.
Caesars chalice.
Caesars chalice.
Yes.
Right next to, so you got high tech and low tech.
Exactly. So. And it's in the shape of a clapboard, too. So.
Oh, yeah. Is it? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think it'd be rude for me just to turn around and look at it, but I'll take a look at it. Oh, okay. Pike DYW. There it is.
There you go. Double your winnings.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There you go.
We've been doing this all season long, and we're going to continue doing it through the playoffs, too. We got Week 18 to look back at. A lot of stuff going on in Week 18. A lot of stats. As a matter of fact, when we first started this season, this is the first time we're doing the stats and facts section for the show here.
Which, by the way, is absolutely fascinating to me.
It becomes more so.
It seems like every week there was some history-making event or some history-making stat or some. It's just incredible what this year it was.
Well, I've got a page and a half, if not almost 2 pages. I even added some handwritten ones in at the last moment before we started taping. So
that's low tech. Yeah, you're reading off a paper.
Yes.
So I have.
Well, I also used a pen and paper instead of typing
here at least. Yeah. But you, the one who's doing the reading, is doing it from a paper.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Go ahead.
We're going to start off with the Ravens. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson became the first player in NFL history to throw for 4,000 yards and rush for 800 yards in a season. He also became the all-time leading rusher for quarterbacks in NFL history.
Wow, nice.
Jackson's the only player to finish the season with 40-plus passing touchdowns while throwing fewer than 5 interceptions.
He has to be MVP. I mean, I know everyone's talking Josh Allen, and, the odds were with Josh Allen for the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. But, God, I can't see anyone else getting that award.
And fourth highest passer rating of any quarterback in a season all time.
Yeah, absolutely. An incredible year.
Staying with the Ravens, we've got Derrick Henry, another history maker there. He passed 1,800 yards in the season while scoring 16 touchdowns, officially the first player in league history to hit both marks multiple times in a career.
Wow, okay.
He also became the first player in the NFL history with multiple seasons of 1,900 or more rushing yards in a season. He finished this season with 1,921.
I got to tell you, consistently he is good.
Yep.
I mean, he just doesn't have a great season. He has consistently great seasons for an entire career. And of course, you got to put future Hall of Famer whenever you talk about him.
And he's, speaking of Hall of Famers, he's tied with Jim Brown for all-time career rushing touchdowns, 106 so far.
Okay.
Moving over to Washington, we got the Commanders winning 12 or more games in a season for the first time since the 1991 season.
Wow, okay.
They were 14-2 and won the Super Bowl that year. Going over to the Bills, we talked about Josh Allen just recently here, real quickly, as a matter of fact. Started his 115th straight game.
He was in there for
one play,
I think. Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's kind of I know that's kind of cheesy, but whatever.
Well, okay.
Well, the second,
he did it. Yep. Okay, fine. That's why Week 18 is so weird. I mean, people are getting their bonuses, and some people aren't playing. It's just an odd day.
Second longest was Jared Goff, who has 55 straight. Moving over to the Giants, going back to the NFC East, 14th loss for the Giants. Was the franchise worst in their history.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately, celebrating their 100th year this year.
What a way to celebrate. Wow. And they went winless in the NFC East.
Okay, wow.
Tennessee, running back Tony Pollard, third consecutive 1,000-yard season. Another dubious mark by the Titans. They went 2-15 against the spread this season.
Yeah, worst one, right?
Worst season against the spread in the Super Bowl era. Going over to Houston, we've got Houston's Derek Barnett became the 12th defensive lineman in NFL history to record 2 fumble return touchdowns in a season.
Okay.
Going over to Denver, we've got Denver quarterback Bo Nix, 18 straight completions to start the game, was the most by any rookie to open a game in NFL history.
What helped was Kansas City didn't show up at all. Boy, that was just...
And with that win against the playerless Kansas City Chiefs, Broncos ended the longest playoff drought following a Super Bowl victory in NFL history.
Right.
They won the Super Bowl in 2015. They haven't been to the Super Bowl since then.
They're going to be an interesting team going forward.
I'm sorry, they haven't been to the playoffs since that Super Bowl.
They're going to be an interesting team. During the Wildcard weekend. So.
It's also the first time they've had double-digit wins since 2015. Going over to the Jets, what a game there. Kind of, I don't know, that was bittersweet because you got to see what Aaron Rodgers could be like.
That was Aaron Rodgers' sizzle reel.
Yes, for the next game. For the next team.
If he chooses to continue playing with another team, that's the game tape there he's going to send to him. So
500th touchdown pass he threw. He joins Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Manning, and Brett Favre as the only members of the 500 touchdown club. Peyton Manning was the only one that did it faster than him. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson recorded his 100th reception, the second in Jets history to do that. Brandon Marshall was the other guy.
Few bright spots of the Jets.
Exactly. Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith set the franchise passing yards record, beating his own record from last year. We've got the Vikings, 14 wins, tied for the most wins by any team to not clinch the number 1 seed in their conference.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's the year of the Lions. So
it might be the way the Lions played.
That Sunday night game. Luckily, on my own personal bets, not for the show because the show I did terrible. I went with the under because that was so astronomical. It was I did the under 56.5, and it was close the entire game, but then just the Lions just exploded, and good for the Lions defense, the much maligned Lions defense. So did great, and your Aaron Glenn might be former wide receiver of the Jets, maybe
former defensive back,
defensive
Well,
defensive
I'm hearing he's going to New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of interesting to watch.
I'm assuming the Jets are going to talk to him before he does that.
Oh, but, he's got interviews set up everywhere.
Sure.
But he can't really do too much during the playoff run.
I remember him playing.
Yes,
great defense.
One of my favorite Jets.
Back,
One of my favorite Jets.
Yeah,
got a bunch of receiving records receiving benchmarks to talk about. We've got Mike Evans, 11th 1,000-yard consecutive 11th 1,000-yard receiving season. He ties Jerry Rice.
Great reaction when he caught that ball.
Yes. We've got Jacksonville wide receiver Brian Thomas. Total games, 75 or more receiving yards to 11, the most by a rookie in the Super Bowl era. We've got Arizona tight end Trey McBride. You don't talk Arizona benchmarks too much.
Yeah,
221 career catches. He officially passed George Kittle for the most receptions by a tight end in their first 3 seasons. And then finally, tight end Brock Bowers over at Las Vegas.
Yep.
112 catches. He passed Malik Neighbors, who had 109 after the Giants-Eagles game. Brock Bowers is the record holder for most receptions by a rookie at any position in NFL history.
Wow.
So congratulations on all those benchmarks. That's Week 18. Moving forward, we're going to Super Wildcard Weekend. I hate using that term, but
Super Wildcard Weekend.
the NFL loves it, so here we are. We're going to be doing our analysis for the Wildcard Weekend games here. We've got, like I said, 6 games. We got 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, 1 on Monday night. We're here with Caesars Sportsbook. I'll go through the rules real quick before we go to break. Caesars Sportsbook, we use midweek lines for Caesars Sportsbook, so please check the lines before you make any picks this weekend. We do 3 games each. We play against each other. By the way, I'll go through our records since I neglected to do that.
I think for the first time ever doing this segment, I think I have a losing record this year.
You are 26, 27, and 1. That's how you finished the year.
For the regular season.
For the regular season, and I finished 35 and 19. Mm-hmm. I didn't get a push this year.
Yeah. By the way, I just missed winning Week 18 by a half a point.
Yeah.
So.
I missed a going
I hate
3-0.
Week 18. I told you I hate Week 18. So
well,
all right.
Right now, we're starting 0-0 with the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But I'll add those into the season standings anyway. But right now, we're going to go 0-0 for the playoffs. Again,
so the clean slate now, huh?
for the playoffs.
Okay.
I'm still going to. I'm overall at the end of the season.
Okay.
I'll add it all together.
Okay.
But,
You're going to add it. Okay.
But for the playoffs and the Super Bowl, I'm going to go clean slate 0-0.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, we do Caesar Sportsbook midweek lines. Check the lines before you do it. Play responsibly too.
Absolutely.
3 games each. Point spreads, totals. We play against each other. We keep track of all that, and we just have fun with it, really. Mm-hmm. So after the break, we'll do our analysis and picks for Wildcard Weekend. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Back after this. Doug and Dave from Turnpike Sports here to talk about one of the more unique food delivery concepts that we've come across out in the market today, and that's Try the World.
Oh, it's amazing. But by the way, we've had that box right behind you for a couple days now, and you know how much self-restraint it took for me not to eat through that box? It's just amazing stuff in there.
Well, it's a very unique concept in the marketplace here. One of the things people love about when they travel is trying the foods in the different places, whether it's domestic or international travel. And this is where Try the World comes in, because nowadays some people don't have the money or the time to actually go around traveling all the time.
By the way, if I ever tried to find the foods that are in that box in my local markets, it would take forever. Let me tell you something. Belgian chocolate covered strawberries.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Look at this. I got all the chocolate stuff out of the box, by the way. Milk chocolate with whole hazelnuts.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, look at these things. One of the things, dry roasted nuts from Japan.
Oh, by the way, I'll be munching on them at the Turnpike bar later today.
Yes.
And look at this. Look at this. This is the first thing that caught my attention opening the box. It's I've never heard of these, but I can't wait to try them. So, see, that's the amazing self-control I had, because I would have eaten through that box within an hour of getting it.
Well, if you'd eaten through the box, we wouldn't have anything to talk about
I know.
now.
Well, that's why I didn't do it. So, but thank you, Try the World.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
But, Try the World, you can get snacks, drinks, anything really, chocolates, peanuts, all these different things from a different part of the globe delivered right to your door. As a matter of fact, Try the World is very simple to use. Too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Actually, if you go to trytheworld.com, and what you do is when you get to the homepage, you click on this big button that says Start Your Food Journey.
Okay.
Very cool thing to say.
Absolutely.
Start your food journey. And what you do is you go through a list of different ways to organize what you're ordering. You go through, choose the box size, which is dependent upon the number of snacks you want. Mm-hmm. Then you choose the countries you want the snacks to come from, or they have a button there that says surprise me. So they pick and choose what you want. And then you choose your subscription rate, whether it's 1 month, 6 months, 9 months, over to a year. Well, it's that simple.
Yeah, no, I have to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised, and I can't wait till we're done talking about it so I can start eating it, because I'm eyeing these Belgian chocolate things, by the way.
Well, the one thing everyone has to do when you go to checkout at trytheworld.com is make sure you use our code PIKE, P-I-K-E, to get 10% off your purchase or even your subscription. Whatever you're doing, whether it's one box or a whole year's worth of boxes, you make sure you use the word PIKE when you're going through the checkout, and you'll get 10% off your purchase.
And by the way, it's one of the most unique gifts you can
Yes.
give someone. I mean, it's just amazing, especially this time of gift-giving season. You never know what to give people, and this is perfect for everyone.
Well, this is a perfect gift for everyone else, but also
Absolutely.
you can give yourself the gift, too.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a gift of Try the World.
Absolutely.
It's one of the best things out there, trytheworld.com, promo code PIKE.
Can I eat now?
I'm hungry.
Okay.
With costs going up, Adam and Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Caesars Sportsbook, home of Caesars Rewards. Caesars is with us all the way through the playoffs and the Super Bowl. They were with us through the regular season. They're going to ride with us through the rest of the season for the NFL. Again, Pike DYW, special promo code for our listeners and viewers. If you're watching us on TV, it's on the screen right now. Pike DYW, Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino. You will get 10 100% profit boosts with your first cash wager of $1 or more after you register and set up your account with DYW, Pike DYW. DYW stands for double your winnings. 21 and older, terms and conditions apply. Problem gambling, 800-GAMBLER.
By the way, you can see our code on this high-tech device behind me.
More high-tech. Between my papers and your
high-tech.
this letterboard behind you.
Yeah.
All high-tech stuff.
Yeah.
Well, go through the rules real quick again before we do our analysis. We use Caesars Sportsbook midweek lines, so please check the lines before making any bets after listening to and watching our show. It's 3 games each. We play against each other. Point spreads and totals only, no money lines. And right now, Super Wildcard Weekend begins with game number 1. First game of the wild card round. I think we have this game together.
I think so, yeah.
Transparency's sake, we always tell each other what games we're going to be talking about so we know how to arrange the production schedule.
Right before we tape. We
Yes.
don't choose these games but together. But
Yeah.
and even though we have the same game, I do not know what bet you're going to place on this game.
No.
Okay.
But the first game we have,
All right.
I think this is the only game we have together this week.
This week, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
yep.
Which is good. I can make up some ground.
Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are favored right now by 4.5. There's an over-under of 45.5. When this line first popped out, it was at 5.5 for the Eagles.
A lot of movement here because right now, as we sit here talking right now, that may change when this actually comes out. But at the present time, we don't know. There's no definitive statement about Jalen Hurts' health, and but I have to assume he's going to play.
He's still got a couple more days before the game.
So,
and he's still in the concussion protocol.
And I'm curious to see if this line reflects that. I'm pretty sure it does. So I think, and I even have it written down, it'll probably move once more definitive statements are put out by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, this actually was at 5.5 when I first saw it, and then it's now 4.5 the next day after the Jalen Hurts news. Green Bay lost one of their wide receivers to an ACL injury, so he's Jordan Love if he plays.
Yeah,
he's hurt too.
He has a hand injury.
Yeah.
So.
They're going to be down a receiver.
Look. I think the two quarterbacks will play.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's one of those things about they're going to play. How effective will they be?
Yeah.
Who knows? There's a Jalen Hurts hasn't played for a couple of weeks, so there might be a rust issue. And again, Love had hurt a hand, so we don't know. But I like this number the way I'm betting this. So I like this number right now, so I'm going to lock it in.
But this is a rematch of Week 1. When they met in Brazil, Saquon Barkley went for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns in that game. Barkley, as we all know, went to rush for over 2,000 yards for the season. Eagles seem to have found a really good mix of offense, defense, special teams over the last couple of weeks, even after the little drama that came up with their wide receiver over there, wanting the passing to be better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Eagles have number 1 overall defense in the NFL. Outside Detroit, I think they are the most complete team in the league.
Yeah.
And we got the Green Bay Packers. We just talked a little bit about them. The Packers finished the season 11-6, but enter the postseason without a win against a team with a better record. They finished a combined 0-5 against the Lions, Vikings, and Eagles during the regular season. Philly is 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 home games, and I think we should see 7-0 against the spread here, so I'm going Philly and laying the 4.5.
Well, for those reasons, I'm going with Philadelphia, too, and laying the 4.5, as Philadelphia has been one of the best teams against the spread this year. So, like I said, I'm taking the Eagles. I'll throw some more stats at you. The Eagles have won each of their last 7 games at Financial Field, and the Packers have lost each of their last 5 games as underdogs against NFC opponents. And like I said, the Eagles have been great covering the spread. They've covered 9 of their last 10 games as home favorites following a division win. And on the flip side, the Packers have failed to cover their spread in 5 of their last 6 games against teams with a winning record, like you said. So I like the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm going to lock it in at 4.5 because there might be some line changes depending on, statements from teams coming out later this week.
That's why I always check the lines before you place a bet. All right, let's head on over to the second game of Wildcard Weekend. My second game is the Los Angeles Chargers, favored by 3 at the Houston Texans. The over-under in this game currently is 42.5. That's also changed.
Oh, almost. I almost took this game.
I didn't like some of the other spreads. So the Texans won the AFC South for the second year in a row. AFC South is one of the worst divisions in football this year, so that's not saying much because the Texans lost 2 of their last 3 games of the season. They won against the Titans in the final game, but again, Titans were one of the worst teams to take the field this regular season. They were also 2-15 against the spread this season,
which is a record.
That's a dubious record, yes.
Yeah.
Chargers offense, they've been playing very well as of late. They've scored over 34 points in each of their last 3 games. Houston, on the other side, has scored over 23 points only once in their last 6 games.
They are terrible in the red zone, too, lately. So
Chargers have a 7-2 against the spread record away from home, while Houston is 1-3 against the spread in their last 4 home games. I'm thinking Los Angeles to the next round, so I'm going Los Angeles and laying the 3.
See, I was going to take this game, but I was going to do the under because I just thought the Chargers were going to play keep away. They got Ezekiel Elliott, so I'm sure they're going to run left, run right, and I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. But my official second game is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are favored by 10 with a total of 43.5 points. Starting right off, I think the Ravens are going to win this game, but I'm not sure they're going to do it by 10. The Steelers have not been great over the last month, but they've had a tough schedule. They played 3 games in 11 days at one stretch of this season, and I think the Steelers will play the Ravens tough and make it a closer game than the 10 points that the books put on it. The Steelers are 13-3-2 against the spread when getting points against the Baltimore Ravens, so like I said, I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win, but boy, it's 10, and it just that's a lot for Mike Tomlin. That's a lot of points. I think the Steelers will play tougher than a lot of people think they will.
All right, let's head on over to the final game of the week. Last game of the week for me, I have the Washington Commanders at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa's favored by 3 points. There's an over-under of 50.5. This is another Week 1 rematch where Tampa Bay beat Washington 37-20. It was a good, sound beating, but you got to remember it was Jaden Daniels' very first game as an NFL quarterback, and we all know what's happening there.
He has grown. He has blossomed.
He's gone into the point of he's being considered for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's actually, what does they call it, the presumptive favorite.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Washington's 3-1 against the spread over their last 4 road games. And while Tampa's 3-1 against the spread at home over their last 4, the way Tampa's been playing, I like it. I don't like it. It's very Baker Mayfield-ish, where he's just scrambling around and doing stuff off the cuff. Everything, all the stats tell me go with Tampa Bay, but I really do like the way Washington has developed over the season. I love the way Daniels is playing. I love the way the offense, the defense is coming together. I think Washington may be one of the most dangerous teams for the playoffs this season, so I'm going Washington and taking the points +3.
All right, my last game is the Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills, who are favored by 8.5 points with a total of 47 points. Look, the Denver Broncos have looked very impressive this second half of the season. Unfortunately for them, I think this weekend is where their season ends. I mean, Josh Allen has been in this situation before, and I think his experience and in just incredible stamina, especially his play in the playoffs. So we have seen him over the years. They're going to lead to a Bills win and cover. I think the Bills have won each of their last 8 games at Highmark Stadium, and the Broncos have lost their last 7 January road games against AFC opponents. And more importantly, the Broncos have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 5 games as underdogs following a home win. So, Josh Allen, playoffs in Buffalo, this situation was made for Josh Allen, and I think he's going to lead the Buffalo Bills not only to a win, but he's going to cover the 8.5 points.
See, I thought about that game, but I would have gone with Denver because the way Denver's defense has been playing.
I don't know. Bo Nix has been great, but, first
I'm not relying on the offense.
In Buffalo.
I'm just looking at Sean Payton and that defense. Yeah. But that's it for our picks this week. We'll be right back to recap and close out the show. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Right back after this.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand. Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Caesars Sportsbook, home of Caesars Rewards. We just did our analysis for the Wildcard weekend games, or Super Wildcard weekend, depending on how you want to.
Super Wildcard
Super
weekend.
duper Wildcard weekend. 6 games in 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday night. So we just did our analysis and picks. Why don't we recap? Go ahead. All
right, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles and laying the 4.5 points against the Green Bay Packers. I am taking the underdog Pittsburgh Steelers to cover the 10 points. I don't think they're going to win. I think Baltimore is going to win, but I think Steelers are going to keep it closer than what people think. And I'm taking the Buffalo Bills and laying the 8.5 points against the Denver Broncos.
Well, I went with Philly as well and laid the 4.5. I did Los Angeles, laying the 3 against Houston Texans, and I went with the underdog Washington Commanders, +3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those are our picks for Wildcard Weekend. They'll be put up on the blog as usual, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. Feel free to comment there. Feel free to email us, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Follow us on social media, Turnpike Sports, Turnpike Bets, both on X, Turnpike Sports Radio on Instagram, Turnpike Sports on Facebook. As always, please check the lines. We use midweek lines, and bet responsibly when you're making your picks this weekend.
And that'll do it for us this weekend. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike. Good luck, everyone.